You have to be able to express yourself. It seems obvious, I know, when I say it. Yeah, of course, I express myself. You know, I ask for things. I order meals when I go to a restaurant. You know, I say what I like for breakfast. Yeah, that's not really what I'm talking about. You have to be able to express your truth. You have to be able to say how you feel. You have to be able to say what you're thinking. You have to have a free flow of information from you to the outside world. Now, every psychological problem that I ever work with always incorporates an element of self-expression problems. And that's either someone doesn't feel able to express themselves to the people that matter to them, or they self-inhibit their self-expression. Now, why do you think self-expression is so important? If you think about it, we all share more or less the same vocabulary. I mean, I'm speaking English, and I guess if you're watching this, you're an English speaker, and we all have more or less the same set of words. But if you think about it, you will not express things the same way that I will. The way that you express yourself is uniquely creative to you. You are the only person who will express themselves in the way that you do that. And if you think about that, that's uniquely creative. So if you want to make a difference in the world, if you want to create something in the world, if you want to contribute to the world, if you want to make things happen in the way that you want them to happen, you have to be able to express your ideas, your beliefs, your emotions, your feelings, your opinions. You have to be able to express them. Otherwise, you're inhibiting your creativity, you're inhibiting your contribution, and you're inhibiting the effect that you can have upon the world. And I don't need to tell you that if you inhibit your self-expression enough, I mean, it feels bad. If I inhibit my self-expression, it feels like I've got a lump in my chest, you know, the solar plexus. I mean, I feel like I'm bursting to say something. I'm like, you know, and I've got to say it. But if you inhibit yourself, or you feel that the world is inhibiting you so that you can't express what you're really feeling, you can't express what you're really meaning, it's really destructive, because the creative self-expression is a force of nature. It's an energy, and if you don't express energy, it gets kind of trapped and locked inside, and it can cause all sorts of other problems, you know. A lack of self-expression would be linked to depression, it would be linked to anxiety, it would be linked to a whole host of other problems, and they in turn are linked to physical problems. It's very common for depression to be linked to pain or headaches or kind of other stress-related problems, like digestion problems or bowel problems. So self-expression is really at the top of those things that it makes it, you know, they're the uniquely human characteristics. Everything that we use, every piece of art that we look at, every piece of music that we look at, every book that we read are testimonies to self-expression. These are examples of people expressing themselves. But just because they're perhaps at the top end of the creative fields, that doesn't invalidate the need for every single person to be able to express themselves. If you feel that you can't express yourself adequately, there's likely to be two kind of blockers. One is you feel blocked from the external world wanting to hear what you have to say, perhaps in relationships, in business, in your company, the people that you know, your friends, whatever. And the other one is your internal blockers. You're potentially internally blocking your ability to self-express yourself because of the beliefs that you hold about yourself or about the consequences of your self-expression. Now, the good news is that all of this stuff's probably wrong, right? Your beliefs about why you can't express yourself, they're wrong. Your beliefs about how people react to you are probably wrong. And your beliefs about what terrible consequences might happen if you express yourself, they're probably wrong as well. And so I would exhort you to perhaps try an experiment. Try expressing yourself a little bit more in whatever field that you want to express yourself. If you don't feel that you can verbally express yourself, well, perhaps try writing it first. Writing it out as much as you like. Don't have to show anybody, but just writing is self-expression. And there's tons of research actually that shows that writing about your experiences and not showing them to anybody, just writing them out, is a therapeutic activity. So think about how you can help yourself to be more creative, and by that I mean to express yourself more, to be able to speak your truth, to testify to the world that you're a unique individual, you're creative, and you have something to contribute and something uniquely you to put out there. Thanks for taking the time to watch and listen. I'm Dr. David Purves.